Welcome back. Jeb Bush was criticized as not having the best debate performance. Many pundits think that Jeb may be on his way out of the race for the White House. Jeb went on Meet the Press yesterday, and one word seemed to be repeated more than others.
We have to fix some really big, complex things, and I have the leadership skills to do it. This extraordinary country has never been this way. And if we fix how we tax and regulate, fix the broken systems that are all around us, we're on the verge of greatness. But it's going to require the leadership skills to fix things, and that's my message.
That is his message. Jeb Can Fix It. His new campaign strategy is an energetic attack on the current policies of Washington, in particular President Obama and Democrat frontrunner Hillary Clinton. For much more on this, we want to welcome in frequent Newsmax contributor, political analyst Dick Morris. He's also the author of the bestseller Power Grab: Obama's Dangerous Plan for a One-Party Nation. Thanks so much for joining us here on Newsmax Now.
Thank you, Miranda.
So Jeb Bush says he can fix Washington. Can this new campaign strategy fix his candidacy, though?
Well, it's got to have more than that in it. He really needs to back it up by strong debate performances. He risks becoming a resume candidate, where you look at what he's done and then you kind of overlook what he sounds like and looks like, and that's not going to work. But you know, Miranda, it's interesting. We've reached a kind of consensus about this field. Who's the brightest? Cruz. Who's the most charismatic? Rubio. Who's the most experienced? Bush. Who's the most aggressive? Trump. Who's the most honest and the most faithful? Carson. And it's kind of funny. We've sort of reached a consensus. The question is now, what do we want?
Right. And if you were advising Jeb, what would you tell him to do? You know, because we're just, not even a week away for the next GOP debate. If you were advising him, what does he need to do during this next debate?
I believe that what he needs to do is to differentiate himself from the ghosts that are hanging over his head. Every time he goes out there, everybody is comparing him to George W. and to Bush 41. And I think he needs to differentiate himself. I think he needs to be explicit about saying that he thinks the Iraq War was a mistake, and when we found no WMDs there, he would have pulled out. I think he needs to say that Bush should have put in place the Glass-Steagall Act again and stop the build-up to the crash of 2008. I think the fundamental defect that Bush has is that he's indistinguishable from his brother and his father. And I don't think either of those guys could get elected today.
Now let's take a look at the blue side. Bernie Sanders just released his first ad. Here's a few parts of that.
The son of a Polish immigrant who grew up in a Brooklyn tenement. He went to public schools, then college, where the work of his life began, fighting injustice and inequality, speaking truth to power, funded by over 1 million contributions, tackling climate change to create clean energy jobs, fighting for living wages, equal pay, and tuition-free public colleges.
People are sick and tired of establishment politics, and they want real change.
Real change, the honest candidate. Some view this ad as kind of a subtle attack on Hillary. Do they have a point?
Yeah, sure it is. But, you know, just like Tina Fey doomed Sarah Palin, and we would always see her when Sarah spoke, so Larry David, I think, has doomed Bernie Sanders. Whenever we see Bernie speaking, we're thinking of Larry. I think that he needs to be much more explicit in going after Hillary for her positions. He has to hold her accountable for the shortcomings of the Obama administration. Hillary was for individual mandate. I'm for single payer. Hillary endorsed the war in Libya. I think it was a waste. Hillary wanted to get us into Syria. I'm glad we didn't, and we shouldn't. I think what he's got to do is to set up direct contrasts with her and go through the litany of issues where the left is disappointed with Obama. I was once talking to a left-wing friend of mine, and I said, Obama's a socialist. And she, who is a socialist, said, I wish.
So, but are you saying he just needs to differentiate himself from Hillary, or does he need to be more negative towards her? He keeps saying he doesn't want to, but...
I don't think he should go after her particularly on email or those issues. I'm not sure he can anymore. But I think that what he should do is be very explicit about the differences between her approach and his approach, and blame on her all of the positions that the left feels were overly centrist in the Obama presidency.
Dick Morris, thanks for being with us. Always a pleasure. And remember to pick up a copy of his bestseller, Power Grab. We'll talk to you hopefully again soon. Thanks, Dick. We want to hear from you. It's not too late to get in on our viewer comments. Tweet us at Newsmax Now or leave us a comment at newsmax.com. We'll have your comments airing later on after the break.